Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
9,334 cases of coronavirus statewide. 337 people killed. Tonight, Governor Whitmer issuing an urgent plea in the fight against COVID-19.
We are in a battle right now, and we don't have enough help.
The same night she's asking for more help from the federal government, Governor Whitmer alerting the legislature. She wants to extend the emergency declaration and disaster order for 70 more days. That would take us to June 9th.
Mara McDonald is live downtown tonight. And Mara, by signing this executive order, she's also asking the legislature to approve an extension of her emergency powers.
Karen, that's right. I want to make sure that everybody at home is really clear on this. What she's asking does not necessarily mean you're going to be home on a stay-home order for 70 more days. What it is specifically asking is for the legislature to approve her emergency powers, for the continuation of them for 70 days so that she can continue issuing these emergency executive orders.
The only real tool we have is trying to mitigate the spread by staying away from one another, and we're asking people to make sacrifices.
Before the governor appeared on MSNBC tonight, she sent this letter to the Senate Majority Leader and the Speaker of the House. Quote, "To meet the steep, varied, and ongoing demands created by the COVID-19 pandemic, my administration must continue to use the full range of tools available to protect the health, safety, and welfare of our state and its residents. I welcome your and your colleagues' shared partnership in fighting this pandemic." She then goes on to ask for a 70-day extension of her emergency powers. Tonight, Mike Shirkey, the Senate Majority Leader, says, quote, "We agree that emergency circumstances persist in our state and are prepared to support an extension of the governor's emergency declaration, but feel a 70-day extension is too long." Now, the legislature meets next week to take up the issue. Meanwhile, the federal response continues here in Detroit. Those rapid COVID-19 tests are expected to be online tomorrow in the city for emergency responders, and half of the ventilators the feds sent have been directly routed to Detroit.
We have a very serious problem in the city. We lost a number of other members of our community even yesterday.
Back here live, I know there are going to be a lot of questions that everybody has. For example, what's next in the federal response up here in Detroit? What's going to happen with K through 12 schools? The governor is doing that announcement, her executive order on that tomorrow, which is why all the television stations here in Detroit have banded together tomorrow night, 7 p.m., a community town hall on all of our stations with the governor to answer those questions and so much more. Devin, Karen, back to you.
Mara, a little bit to unpack here. If the legislative leadership thinks 70 days is a stretch, do you have any feel for what they may consider?
I think that Karen, I think we're going to see more of that when they return to session next week. My guess, just from some discussions that I've had this evening, would be probably 30 to 45 days at a shot, somewhere in the middle.
All right.
Back to you.
All right, interesting. Thank you very much, Mara.
We learned today that the ICU at Henry Ford Hospital in Macomb is now at capacity. Several others at or near capacity. In fact, a week ago, Beaumont Hospital closed its Wayne Emergency Center to revamp so that it could handle the expected rush of COVID-19 patients. Jason Colthorpe got a virtual tour of the makeover. He's outside the hospital tonight. Jason.
Hey, Devin, and I want you to just take a look at the Beaumont sign behind me. A little tough to see and everyone at home, but underneath the Beaumont sign is normally emergency, all lit up. Well, it's boarded up tonight because this is no longer an emergency room. All the ER patients have been shipped to other hospitals to make way for COVID patients that they're expecting any hour now to all come in here because of the other hospitals that are overloaded. The question is, will they end up having enough space? Well, the medical staff here know they're going to get that answer in the next few days.
It's very quiet now. I almost think of it as the quiet before the storm.
No matter how severe the coronavirus storm gets, medical staff at Wayne Beaumont Hospital feel they are prepared. The entire emergency center is now a COVID-19 center. Gone are the open-air hallways in favor of airtight plastic barriers to keep the virus from getting out of the unit.
Blue line that you see that I can safely walk on to avoid to avoid getting into the contamination zone.
Chief of Staff Dr. Muzammil Ahmed showed us around via FaceTime.
Right now, we only have, how many do we have right now? 3 in the ER was converted. Got it. And so we anticipate having, how many do you think we can accommodate in this particular area?
In this area will be 20 total.
20 patients here. As I said, about 70 patients altogether.
70 ICU beds, that's up from 17, plus 140 regular beds, and 30 more if they really need them. Right now, enough space and enough protective equipment. Right now.
We are getting the supplies we need at this time. We are worried about what's going to happen over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
It's a team effort that goes beyond putting their own health at risk. These medical professionals are also sacrificing to protect their own families.
They're worried about their own health, but they still come in. They've isolated their families. Some of them have moved into local apartments. So the sacrifices that are made by the staff, by patients also, is just it's great to see.
Really is, really putting it on the line, that's for sure. And when it comes to COVID patients here at Wayne, 3 to 4 in the ICU right now, 50 to 60 in the rest of the hospital as they ramp up for full capacity, and that's what they expect, Devin.
Well, it's so tricky here, Jason. What kind of accommodations have they made then to replace these face-to-face visits that we know really aren't allowed now?
We have heard that, and it's just Dr. Ahmed kind of reiterated that it's one of the more heartbreaking things we've heard. Several people on the front lines talking about. They have made an effort to put iPads and devices like that so people can FaceTime or at least talk to their loved ones, because, and he acknowledges this, and a lot of people probably wonder, it's a huge part of the healing process to have family, to have that connection, and they understand that. They're trying to make that happen as best they can.
People making masks, ventilators now. I talked to somebody today, they're working on trying to get more iPads to the hospitals for exactly what you're talking about. All right, Jason.
Yeah.
Detroit's Big Three promised help was on the way, and we are already seeing the supplies being delivered. Today, Ford dropped off 40,000 N95 masks to Beaumont for frontline workers. That comes a day after Ford announced it would start producing respirators at its Flat Rock assembly plant.
Flint's mayor is setting a curfew to get people off the streets and continue social distancing. Mayor Sheldon Neely says only people providing or receiving essential services are exempt. The curfew will be from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. 7 days a week. It does start tomorrow and lasts for 30 days. Don't be alarmed if you received a robocall from the Oakland County Sheriff's Office today. The department says the calls went out to residents ahead of tomorrow's teletown hall it's holding. The town hall will be the first of a series, with residents being invited in random groups. It will include Sheriff Mike Bouchard updating the county's response to the coronavirus. The department says if you want to take part in tomorrow's event, simply answer your phone at 4:30.
New tonight, the mayor of Los Angeles now recommending everyone in the country's second largest city wear a mask to combat the coronavirus.
Cases nationwide have now spiked to more than 200,000. Susan McGinnis has the latest tonight on the federal government's response to fight the virus.
As healthcare workers battle to save victims of coronavirus, there are reports the national stockpile of masks, gloves, and other supplies is nearly depleted. This evening, President Trump insists those products are being sent directly to the front lines.
Many more. Hanes is making protective gear and masks, and we're making tremendous amounts of product. There's never been anything like it.
The president now considering a shutdown of some flights and not ruling out a full domestic air shutdown.
But closing up every single flight on every single airline, that's a very, very rough decision.
But still not ready to issue a national stay-at-home order, leaving that to governors, as two more in Pennsylvania and Florida finally bowed to criticism and told residents to stay inside.
Even though there's a lot of places in Florida that have very low infection rates, it makes sense to make this move now.
The U.S. death toll escalating toward 5,000. The number of confirmed cases now topping 200,000, including 1,400 NYPD officers, 100 infected sailors on the USS Roosevelt, and untold numbers of seniors in nursing homes.
Especially a few days from now that are going to be horrific.
As the president praised healthcare workers as heroes from the White House.
Almost like, and I think I take the word almost out, they're like warriors.
Doctors and nurses received a different kind of salute in South Carolina.
My hat's off to them.
I have a sister who is a nurse. I could not do it.
Drivers staging a twinkle parade, flashing their lights as a tribute to their courage and sacrifice. Susan McGinnis, NBC News, Washington.
So many different displays of appreciation around the country and here in Metro Detroit.
So nice, yes.
Well, a few showers to kick off our April.
Let's head to Ben's house. He is tracking some much-needed sunshine, which would be great. Ben?
Finally, these clouds showing signs of breaking, especially in the north zone where we're already getting some clear skies. Take a look at the map because eventually, by the time we get towards morning, that clearing is going to move from north to south across the entire area, and we'll all get to start out with sunshine tomorrow. Now, the flip side of that is we're getting some temperatures already that are dipping into the low 30s, so it is allowing numbers to fall a lot further than what we saw last night. Let's go ahead and take a look at your 4-zone forecast for highs tomorrow. Notice how many 60s show up. There's a lot of them there in the metro zone. Most of the south zone is going to 60 degrees tomorrow, and out to the west on the other side of 275, same goes. A lot of upper 50s outside of that, and everybody gets a big improvement over tomorrow, but still some cooler numbers towards Lake Huron there, Lexington and Port Huron, probably just mid 40s, while the rest of us close to 60 degrees. And then now that we're there for highs, we're going to carry that through most of the 7-day forecast. We'll see how warm things get and look at our one chance of measurable rain this week, all coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, thank you, Ben. Still ahead, a high-speed police chase.
So something. It started in Detroit before ending in a violent crash in Sterling Heights. What police are saying about the suspects and why police were chasing to begin with. Tim.
From Stony Creek Metro Park to the Paint Creek Trail to the magnificent Belle Isle, people are feeling the need to get out the house, get some fresh air.
It's sunny and 60 for the next few days. We were actually just talking about this today. I'm like, we need to get out.
Coming up, we take the night cam around town as people hit the parks to feel alive.